And welcome to Talking Hawks. We are the fan group connecting Hawks fans around the world. We want to have a bit of fun. We want to have some intelligent conversation about the Hawks. And Chris, welcome tonight. Those that are joining us, thanks for coming. It's a little bit deflating at the moment where we are. How you feeling?
Hugely deflating. Yeah. That really hurts. But maybe we just got to set our expectations a little bit lower and just be a bit more realistic on where we're at the moment.
It's hard. It's hard, isn't it?
It is.
Hey, fans, let us know where you're tuning in from tonight. Just Chris and I. So we've got the brothers Greene. We've got a few good things to touch on tonight, and we've had a bit of a dig. We've got, obviously we're going to look at the game that was in terms of Hawks, Eagles, looking at Box Hill injuries, and then into the North Hawks game tonight. But spring thing with as much lightness as we can to get a bit of perspective. So we need your input tonight, fans. Tell us what you're thinking, how you're feeling after the game. We give it a little bit of time just so that we've got a bit of perspective. So g'day, Robert. Thanks for joining us. Hawks fans around the world. Chris, mate. What's top of mind for you?
Oh, look, the crowd was pretty disappointing, to be honest. I went to the game and took my boys on Mother's Day. Yeah, sure, Mother's Day is pretty important, and lots of people are pretty busy. But look, still 15,000, and it honestly felt like there was more West Coast supporters at the ground. So, look, we're just got to rally and get around our boys while they're down at the bottom of the ladder, and support them through the hard times, and we'll reap the rewards on the other side when we come good.
15,000 I read, I think. So it's stick fat, Hawks fans. We've got good things to come, and I was even reading about I think it's Tim Silver who went across from as the COO of the Hawks over to Adelaide to take over as a CEO, and looking at the Hawthorn 2004 when he joined the Hawks family, and just comparing the similarities of the club and where they're at, and a new coach and new president, new CEO, and just the build, and he was even potentially change of venues and things like that. So, look, we've got a good plan ahead. Obviously, we're just enduring a little bit with some youth. So, but there's a good roadmap, I'm sure. So, thanks for joining us, Justin. Awesome. So, mate, let's tuck in. Fans, what are your questions after watching the Eagles? It's first quarter. Wow.
Look, I thought, okay, we're competitive here. Yeah, okay, it's not a high-scoring game, but we were thereabouts, and then we just got broken down slowly but surely. West Coast are a pretty quality outfit, so it's. Look, from my perspective, watching it in the stands, it just seemed to be a bit of a breakdown of the structure. So it just seemed like everybody was getting sucked in closer to the ball. And as soon as we got possession, there was no one forward of the ball to kick to. So, how do you fix that? It's just you might lose by more at the end of the day. If you got less numbers there, less support, but by leaving those players back. But when we do win the ball, then we've got the players there to kick to. So it's a hard one.
So we'll touch on some of the big questions, the elephants in the room. Did you say spirit this week, Chris? Sean's not saying it.
Oh, yeah. So the chasing, the endeavour, it seemed a bit down in the past games. Bit disappointing, to be honest. You just those games where we come back from 30 points down, where we didn't stop trying, it just felt like we weren't playing at that level. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Mate, fans with an interstate club, and even when we were flying, I don't know that we would have had 70,000 at the G, but
look, I'd expect West Coast Hawthorn at the G to be getting 30 to 40,000.
Yeah, fair call. Yeah, there we go, John. That's it. Hang tough. That's it. We've been spoiled, haven't we? So look, it's
we've got this high expectation, and yeah, we've just got to be realistic. And yeah, at the end of the day, 18-team competition. There's only 8 teams that make the finals. There's 10 disappointed teams every single year, and yeah, it's just been a while since we've had to experience it. So
yeah. Look, I just on the whole, obviously the goal, you've got to kick a good enough score. They were without Barras and McGovern, and that's you'd hope we could take advantage of that. It's obviously some injuries playing into it, but the patience around how much time we put into the youth, we've got to be a little bit tolerant, I believe. So for mine, some stats that really stood out. Inside 50s, we were down 11 on our season average. West Coast was up by 14 on their season average. So that doesn't necessarily mean for the game that our defensive team, back six.
We've potentially repelled it. We've repelled it out of 50, and they've just brought it back in again.
Yeah, exactly. So our efficiency inside 50 on the we were up 6%. So we are looking better, and we restricted the Eagles from 51% to 44% on season averages. So defensive 50 for mine, I'm like, okay. Look, actually, amazing on the day. Caused us a lot of trouble, but we did all right on the whole in that back half. Albeit we've been better.
So like you said, on those stats, clearances, Hawthorn 26 to West Coast 37. We did just get killed out of the midfield. So, and that's where it all starts, and that's probably where the structure was breaking down too.
Yeah.
Another huge stat, like you're talking about, and the inside 50s, but I think there was 7 Hawthorn contested marks to West Coast 20. 20 contested marks, that's decent, but 7 is just not enough for us. And I think they might have even had about 7 contested marks inside 50.
Yeah. I mean, on the whole, when you try to step back to and look at it, it's those little things, the marking and the defensive pressure and the structures makes a huge difference, and you see a lot more at the ground. But quarter on quarter, we've had a lot of games this season where it's been one quarter we've lowered the colours. In this game, it was the second quarter where we've kicked 3 goals 3, and they've just stacked on 7 goals 4. Apart from that, it was a fairly good arm wrestle for those other quarters. But look, we've lowered the colours. Hurts on the whole. I think clearances makes a big difference. You take out an O'Meara, centre clearances. We were down nearly 5 on average. Centre clearances did all right with stoppage clearances around the ground, but Eagles pretty much on par for where they were for the season. But we've lowered our colours right in the guts there. So yeah, for mine, a biggie. Well, tell us, fans, what's the biggest questions you've got after watching that game or observations? So. It's just have a bit of a look.
Not a question, but here's a statement from Paul. Thought Impey played well, and he, for mine, was probably best on ground. He played an awesome game and just really didn't stop trying like a lot of the other players.
Yeah, outstanding. 32 posies. I think you got a few tackles. If I can just bring it all out with our man Impey, it's look, he's done quite 4 marks, but it was only 2 tackles. Sorry, a clearance, but 270 meters gained. He didn't lower his colours at all. Tom Mitchell 41 was our highest disposal getter, but with Tom's got 41 there, but Impey's nearly got the same meters gained. And I think Tom's probably coming under a bit of scrutiny as well.
Yep, and I'm one of those people that put a bit of pressure on him, and my expectations are quite high from him, and he's just not delivering. But on the weekend, I thought he played well, and was one of our better players. So kudos to you, Mitchell. Thank you.
Here we go. Fred's not mucking around. We try to get a bit of perspective, Fred. So tell us, give us some intelligent insights. What do you need to see, Fred? What are you looking for? Look, we do want to take a realistic, I guess, and optimistic view. There we go.
Agreed. Played an awesome game.
Yep. Beautiful. Look, there's a few questions we're going to get to. Jekka, I think it's a sensitive one with Jekka. How did you see it at the ground, Chris?
It looked like he was the deepest forward, mostly, but it also looked like he. I don't know if it was just our structure or whether he's just not positioning himself right, but quite often seen Mitchell Lewis really directing him, pushing him out, or telling him to go forward, or like just really moving him where he wanted, which was good for me. But both Mitchell Lewis and Cozzy, they just both looked the part. So they just weren't getting the delivery as much as they should be. So, not from those two youngsters, and at least, Jack is getting that exposure to the top level. He's probably gets it a little bit easier at Box Hill, and his opponents aren't as big and strong. But,
Well, he's the king of the castle there, isn't he?
He got shown up a little bit on the weekend by someone who was probably a little bit smaller, I think. But that's just experience. Learn from that. Yeah, that's it. They'll review the videos as they do at AFL level, and he'll learn a few lessons. And hopefully, look, people are calling for his head already. I just want to keep him in the team and keep learning. Yeah. Craig's
chiming in. Look, I think with Lewis, Cozzy, Jekka, the experience we've got there, young forwards, the consistency of their effort is really what we're looking for. They're learning each other, how to read each other, how those looking inside 50, deliver to them and set them up. There's a whole lot of dynamics going on in that forward 50 setup. So, I mean, how much do we get straightened up? Albeit it hurts when Gunston's out, but when he comes back in, players like Gunners makes a big difference.
So just check with you, Matt. I'm keeping Jekka. What do you think?
Yeah, Chockstar. Look, I love the logo, and I am giving him the benefit of the doubt for probably another couple of weeks for mine, and maybe fans, you won't all agree with me, and that's okay. I just think he's showing a lot of promise. I really want to give him a crack. And look, against North, if you're talking about how do you give the kid confidence, I think it was Cozzy in the preseason that's kicked 6 against North. I think that was the game. So
I'm just about to say the same thing. Yeah, that really boosted Cozzy's confidence having that game, and he's come along in leaps and bounds, hasn't he? So if Jekka can, take a few grabs, kick a few goals at the top level, I think that'll really just boost his confidence. Yeah.
Did you see a bit of this, Chris, with Jekka? Was he on and off?
Oh, he probably was. I probably didn't notice as much because I had 3 kids I was trying to sort of look after and stop annoying the other people at the game. But he was missing at times. He pushed up higher on the ground at times, like high forward flank up to the wing at times. But like I said, I found him deep forward mostly, and he couldn't get into the game, like you said, 35 inside 50s. So, and he might have only been there for 20, 25 of them.
Yep.
And the ball was probably on the kick to him 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. So, you got to make the most of what's coming your way. So, look, we'll move through quickly here, just get a few fan comments. I think that's really good, Linda. Last 2 weeks, we really do need to lift it. But I think to Clarko's admission, we went a little bit too heavy on the youth. A couple of weeks ago, tried to fix that up. And look, here we are. We played Eagles, and you'd hope would probably turn up a little bit more. But what it is what it is. Tommy, I think that's a fair call. But Daniel, for mine, if he's going and getting it, generally, there's not that many midfielders that push forward, like kick forward. Like they don't just get it and throw it on the boot. So we were talking about this before the show, Chris and I, and getting it and giving it off and getting it back and then getting the next kick could make a big difference to Tom's game. Do we want it on his boot is the question for me. But I'd love to see him probably getting a few more kicks.
Yep. I think some of his more penetrating kicks this season inside 50 have been long, and it's just more break away, kick it in, and kick it in front of somebody. He doesn't need to be pinned. Just put it up to their advantage and let the forwards do the job.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I agree. I'd rather than these short 10 meter, 15 meter kicks to the side, and then that allows the defense to get back. Yeah, I'd rather see quicker ball movement, and I think that's where we've been struggling. When we do move the ball quickly and take the game on a bit, and sure, it's a bit riskier either through the corridor or someone taking on a player. Like Wingard did it a couple of times on the weekend, and as soon as he took on that player, got around that player, he burst away and really got it deep inside the forward 50, and it was really good.
I think he was a bit underrated in this game.
Wingard?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought he played quite well. I didn't look at his stats, but I don't. Yeah, if he got a bit more of it, I think he would have been up there in the best as well.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's check out a couple more.
I think he did get a little run through the midfield, but I just don't think they again put him in there early enough. It was like we need a bit more now, and then he gets put in 10, 15 minutes later. It's like could have done with him earlier. Yep. Yep,
Roger's looking towards a mid-season draft already with Jacob Edwards there. But few thoughts on
a big topic of conversation at the moment, isn't it?
Well, geez, did you hear? It was Cal Toomey, I think, saying if he hasn't nominated yet, but if he does not, he's potentially a number one pick at the end of the season.
Who's this you're talking about?
Edwards.
Okay.
So he's a big fella, and look, we're going to do a bit of a mid-season review on the draft, and we'll do that with Reece and Jake. So coming right up, stay tuned, Hawks fans, because we need a little bit of tire pumping up, and I think that might be a little bit of hope that we can look forward to. So look, it's here we go. A little bit of thoughts on Tom here, distributor. Yes, Stephen, he did get a lot more meters in his Brownlow year, though. So it'd be interesting to sort of understand what was happening in that year and whether our game plan was different, because I think Jager's just stepped up as that extractor now, hasn't he?
Oh, look, I think there's certain players who play better when there's better players around them. And when, you haven't got your strongest team in and you're relying on other players just aren't up to the challenge. So I don't know. He's trying his butt off. So,
yep.
And like I said, 41 touches. You can't ask much more. It's just we just want a bit more out of him as far as positive. Just more attacking. Yeah.
Yep.
Give us more, Tommy.
Yeah, for sure. Look, we want it more from everyone, don't we? Look, Greaves, I'd love to see him get a look in. Nick. Thoughts, fans, Griever, do we get him in? I think he's earning his keep and pushing. He's knocking on the door.
He's certainly done the hard yards down in the reserves this year. My expectations from his 5 or 6 games last year, whatever it was, I just expected him to be playing all season long. Mind you, we have the strongest back line. Our forwards are still young and developing. Our mids are struggling against the other teams. But, our back line is, for me, fairly solid. So that's probably where he's struggling to get a game.
Mm. And on that back, so there's been a few comments on CJ. So, look, he's obviously come out of the gates hard this season. He's excited many of us. And if we just sort of skim through a few of the fan comments here on CJ. So, yeah, definitely Kerry there. How is he going with that extra attention? Team on team, depending where we're playing, I think it has made a difference when Tim O'Brien's in and Scrimshaw, like the positions they're playing. So where we got CJ, here we go. No, we won't worry about that one, Barry. there was thoughts of whether we should play him on the wing. I can't find the comment now.
I didn't discuss that with you earlier. I know we're talking about playing more youth, but is there time to experiment now about players playing in other positions? Like you're saying, push CJ up on the wing. Is Scrimshaw a chance to play 5-10 minutes in the midfield? Someone who's a really good ball user coming into the forward 50. I don't know. Just throw some ideas around there. Like Impey, how good is he? Could you use him on a wing or 5 minutes in the midfield here and there?
Yeah, I don't know why they've not gone there with Impey, for example, because I think this year...
Good strong tackler. So that's what you want in the midfield. Someone who can tackle, someone who's quick, and someone who can kick well. And if he needs to hand pass, I'm sure he can hand pass. Yeah, I don't know. Do we experiment a little bit? Exactly.
What are we missing in the midfield? Speed. So I'm very open to that. Look, are we at a queue in the rack stage? Are we? And fans are going to have to be maybe a bit patient. Here we go, Brewsty in the middle. Oops, that one's moved on me quickly there. So Tom.
Yep.
Tom's on with that. Don't mind it.
And we've done it from time to time. Even Gunston, like you said, when he first came back, started in the midfield. We just don't have that luxury because some of our best players aren't playing at the moment. But same thing with the Will Day. Get him into the midfield. Give him a crack when he gets back on the ground. But to be honest, just even that experience you were talking about earlier, we're playing all these kids and we're lacking that experience, especially Burgoyne. Just so underrated. How much composure and, how valuable he is on the ground.
Yep.
Just that ball use. He's just so reliable.
Yep. Here we go. His perspective, fans. Jay. Thank you, Jay. It was a good year. Still enjoying. Look, it's a couple of little suggestions here for Brockman.
Okay.
I don't mind this. I think he could definitely continue to grow this season. It is that balance of how well he's handling it. I'm seeing him not stick tackles, to agree with you there, Fred. So look, it's...
But do you need just that defensive pressure? Just that pressure act in itself can be enough to turn the ball over if he doesn't stick the tackle,
Yep.
I would rather see that than someone not even get there for the tackle. So,
yep.
I don't know. I think there's still positives there. Yes, he could be better, but at least he's still putting that pressure on.
Yeah. I think this is the call of the night. I would love to see this.
Yep, love it. Yep, why not? The little bull. Just throw him in there and just wreak some havoc.
That we've got that defensive stocks to cover Hardwick down back. Yep. So, fans, if you agree, chuck that in the comments. If you'd love to see Hardwick through the middle, rotating through, just build his engine this year. Don't worry about putting in the big preseason. Throw him in for 5 minutes, 2, 3, center clearances each quarter. Let's do that.
Yep. Then you can have a rest on the bench. That's it.
He's still young enough. We're actually developing our stocks and making them more diversified. And look, I'd love to see Hardwick even forward when we're winning it out of the middle, but I won't get too excited and ahead of ourselves. So
I was just going to say that. Yeah, just 5-10 minutes in the midfield, rest down forward, kick a goal. Perfect. That's all we're asking.
He's probably not going to get too much of a rest down back at the moment, let's be honest. So, yeah. So, look, any other takeaways from the game against the Eagles?
Like I said, Ollie Hanrahan was great. Real effective and dangerous. So really happy with how he's coming along. If he can just produce that on a more regular basis. What do you got? Hawthorn goals. Daniel Howe, just that in-between player, but he's got to be in our best 18 at the moment, I think. So he's just got to stay, and at least he's flexible. He can play a few different positions, a few different roles for us.
Yep. Oh, look, Lewis having a good crack. That scramble was nice. They brought that to ground. We haven't had the big four taking the big marks, have we? So it's nice to see.
Magic. Yep.
Love Worpel, 27 posies, 4 tackles,
and
a couple of goals.
2 goals. That's
Two
what we
goals.
need. We need our midfielders kicking goals. So,
Yeah.
and that was from set shots, I think, to both of them. So that was really good that he had that, composure to just go back and slot them. So
yeah, it's a really interesting mix of goal kickers for us. Hanrahan, you'd hope he's kicking a couple of weeks, and he did. Lewis, Worpel, Howe, that's a bonus. Impey, you'd love it regularly, but that's it. Where's Brooksby? Where's
when teams are playing well is when their back flankers are kicking goals.
Yeah. You do chuck Cozzy, snag him a goal or two. Jekka, a few more midfielders. Jago's done all right this season. Could make a big difference for us if we start getting a bit of midfield attack. But look, if it's the youth policy, our position on the ladder influences our mid-season draft selection as well. So maybe we're managing players. I don't know.
So you would have known, Matt, because we chat on the weekend and sent you a few pictures or whatnot. But I was up on level 2, up with the rich people for once, and bumped into Jack Gunston, having a few chats to the fans and whatnot, or he might have known a few people. So managed to grab a photo with the kids, and he really limped away in a bad way. So reported as back spasms, as why he was a late withdrawal, but the way he hobbled away after taking the photo with the kids, I can't see him playing next week. So who knows whether that was, I'm assuming that's related to the surgery pre-season, and maybe he just wasn't quite right. I'm not sure, but that sort of hurts when he's not available. But what do we got here? Sorry, and we talked about Josh Morris being the substitute on the weekend. So he didn't play for Box Hill. So he's another one that can potentially come in. He's only had a couple of games, and again, we only had 6 tackles in the forward 50, and obviously the ball didn't get down there that often. But you still want that defensive pressure. When we get the ball down there, we want to keep it in there and score. So Josh Morris looks like a guy that might potentially get a game this week for mine.
Yep, very good. Good call, Jake Smith. Tyler Sonsie, obviously might be a few clubs looking at him. Yeah, couple of goals at Box Hill. Very nice, one from outside 50 and from the guts. Maybe. Barry Jolly as well, suggesting Jai Newcomb could be someone to look at in this mid-season draft. So Barry, Jake, we will, mate, keep it all coming, keep the intel coming. We will have a good look going into the mid-season draft. So it's could be our one of our guys that we target.
Sonsie. So I was impressed by his game. I'm not sure if you've seen his highlights, but he just looked ready at that level, like he'd been playing there for 10 years. So if that's a sign of a kid who's playing under 18s and can step straight into VFL, I agree. He'll be they're touting him as top 5 pick at the moment. And I could easily see him being top 10. And whether we are going to, if we're in that range still, which I imagine we are, whether he'll be someone we might look at.
Yeah. Oh, look, someone that can come out of the middle and be explosive like that and give us some goal kicking power. Wow. Let's segue to the VFL. But look, if you're following us, mate, we'd love you, ladies and gents, to follow us on Talking Hawks on YouTube. We're on the different socials. We have different levels of communication, interaction with the tribe. So jump on. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe on YouTube, like and comment, and happy days. So, VFL. So we've come up short against Werribee, very strong team. They really jumped out of the gates pretty well, jumped us, and there's no clawing it back. So we've gone down 53-90 against Werribee on the weekend. But, Sonsie's kicked a couple with Mascitti, Kilpatrick, Brooksby, Greene, and Brockman won. Brockman, nice mark and amazing goal from the boundary.
Yep, that snap from the boundary was, could be nominated for goal of the year for the VFL.
Yep. Listed players, McGuinness, 21, Posies. So, there's some other boys at Box Hill maybe noticing that we have a mid-season draft coming up, maybe putting their hand up. But I think it'll be interesting. So McGuinness, 21, Posy, 6 marks, 5 tackles. Love seeing that. 5 tackles. Greaves, 18 disposals. Again, I think he's knocking on the door. 2 marks, 2 tackles. Do we push Hardwick out and give Griever? He didn't really do much wrong last year for mine. And I think he's now focusing the way that the coaches want him to. Connor Nash, 12 disposals. For mine, not earning a spot. Connor Downey, we're keen. Do you want that? I want to see those locks on the MCG running hard. But 11 disposals, 1 mark, 3 tackles, not quite doing it. Came off with a cork thigh. So, Brockman, 10 disposals, 6 tackles. So, Hawks fans, those are the sayings a bit soft. 6 tackles at Box Hill level and a goal. Not too shabby.
Yeah, I think it definitely hurt the team when Reeves went down with his ankle and was off for the rest of the game. And, yeah, Brooksby had to take most of that load after that point in time. But, people have been calling out for Reeves. After going down with that ankle, I'm not sure that he's going to be elevated in the next week or two. But you never know. They might just strap it up and get him out there.
And then Keegan did all right, Brooksby, 31 hitouts after that. So not too shabby and a goal. Jack Saunders, I wouldn't mind seeing him bobbing up a little bit more, but a little bit quiet. 6 disposals, 2 marks. Harry Pepper, 10 disposals, 2 marks, 3 tackles. So, look, we'll keep an eye at Box Hill. Happily, though, we can announce today, it's all official. Talking Hawks is Denver Grainger-Barras' player sponsor 2021. Get around it, people. So the DJB train is official. Carriages full. If you want to get on, please continue to pile on. But, pleased that we'll have a bit more to do with Denver across the season. We'll keep you in the loop. I know he's still 4 to 6 weeks away, according to the injury list, but I think we'll bump into him next week, Chris, and we'll have a bit of a chat. We'll fill you all in next week's fans. So, awesome. Injuries, Chris. What do you got?
No, sorry, you've caught me off guard. I think we've got
fan comments.
Segs is a test. So again, like talking about Reeves potentially being close, but Segs is a test. No, I'm not even going to be able to get it up. Who else is a test there? There's Jager. I think Jager was close last week, so I think he's a test for this week. Could be one more, but I think the rest of them are sort of 3 to 4 weeks away at least. Yep.
Tim's asking DJB's knee. Yeah, it was meniscus, so no procedures, just nursing it. It's taking a little bit longer. The unofficial, trying to be official, Denver is our future captain, says the big James Cousin. So there you go, your time in the sun. So, look, it's interesting. I think seeing Wingard and O'Meara arrested the other week when Clarko said they probably could have played if it was a big game. It's a statement. You read between the lines a little bit there. What do you think? What do you think, fans? What's going on there?
Yeah, definitely. I think there was a little bit of, look, let's test the kids and see if they can step up without the big boys in there. But, yeah, possibly, not putting our best team on the park.
Look, Phillips has come up a couple of times here, just in the chat. So just before we move on, let's have a quick chat about Phillips. So trying to scroll right back. Geez, it's you, Chockstar. You're going hard at him. For mine, I was pretty hyped and keeping a close eye on him.
Season. He had a cracking start to the season. His first 2 to 3 games, I thought. Maybe you're just expecting that from him every week. Yeah, he might be down a bit, but
no, I
just don't think Finn McGuinness is when he has played at AFL level has quite been good enough. I just don't think he's quite ready yet.
For Phillips, for mine, I was hoping for that instant Isaac Smith plug and play, and we didn't get it. I'm not seeing it. So I think he's maturing. I think it's a change of scene. He's recognising the gap that the age bracket that he's between some senior players and the youth. And I think he's growing in different ways. And I think some games he's probably, for mine, I'm expecting more. Whether he's making the right level of impact, it's hard to know what is said in the four walls and what he's expected to do. But I was looking for a bit more run and carry and a bit more goal kicking at this point in time.
So just jump back to those injuries. Mal Zimmel to the rescue. Thanks, Mal. Burgoyne was the other player who was a test. So, yes, and like I said, most of the other players are 4 to 6 weeks away.
Yep, you're a ripper, Mel. Thank you. Yeah, so look, we don't mention the T word, Matt, on this show. So
Nope.
we're planning for the future. We had Jeff Kennett on, so he talked about 2023. All going right. He was on SEN again. A lot of what he said to us here at Talking Hawks, same things came out 3 weeks later on SEN this week. And I think Clarko's, I think he's going to go the distance. I think he's going to go definitely this season. They're talking about, we get him on. We get Clarko, and his manager have a bit of a chat at the end of the season. I think he's staying definitely at the end of next season. A little bit of focus, obviously, on Sam Mitchell and where to. He's probably going to have a lot of attention, but yeah.
I think we've got someone who's a bit of an Erin fan, so we'll let her know she's missing in action, and we'll try and get her on for you soon.
Erin, just stick fat on Twitter. She's amazing there. So here we go. Thank you, Tom. It's true. We're just trying to give a little bit of perspective. Look, we'll see how we go. So, quick one here. Thanks, Stephen. AFLW, look, it's sounding, Jeff's come out this week and said it does not look likely for next year. He's not enjoying what he's hearing. It's not official, but it's looking like there might be another wait for the Hawks. But look, we're only going to strengthen our, commercial position progressively a little bit more. We heard from Jeff as well the other week. There's soil going on. It's things are happening down at Dingley. So hopefully we get into a really strong position with the AFLW and we build a stronger team on our VFLW.
We've still got VFLW kicking along. So I'm not sure what percentage of that will be part of the AFLW team if we get one, but you'd think most, half of those players and maybe a few more recruits.
Yep.
So at least that, they've got that structure there, and that'll just keep progressing and sit us in good stead for when we get our license, hopefully.
Yeah, well, look, let us know in the comments, fans, if you would be keen to. Maybe we can try and get one of the VFLW players, or maybe we can shoot for the captain. It's a growth area for the AFL, and it's here to stay. So look, they're looking at extending the season and whatnot. So there's differing views. They're part of the Hawthorn family. We have a whole lot of teams out of Hawthorn, and I think it's great from a family and a community perspective. So, all right. I think
give us a heart or a thumbs up if you want to see a female VFLW player on, so we can have an interview and just get their thoughts and perspectives and read out a few of your questions and see what they see how they see the game progressing and Hawthorn's progression with the ladies teams.
Yep. Well, just before we get into looking ahead, tell us, fans, North Hawthorn down in Tassie. What have we got? 2:10 Saturday. University.
Saturday. How good's that? Playing on a Saturday, not a Sunday. It's great.
Just get on a plane, people. Apparently, according to the budget, we're not travelling much from a government perspective until March 2022. But we can get down to Tassie, so that's a good thing. Let's get down there and support them. But look, before we jump into that, tell us what you're hoping to see this week against the Brews. But we've got that ball from Jeff Kennett. 1 second. Hold on.
Alrighty, I'll just talk you through the Hawthorn North Melbourne games for the last few weeks. The last three encounters. So we played them in Marvel Stadium, round 4 last year, and we got up by 4 points. So close encounter. Before that, we played a Marvel round 20, 2019, and they got the better of us, 86-64. And in 2019, at the start of the season, round 3, Hawthorn got up 87-71. So a few close matches there, and who knows what will happen this week. I think it could be a close one. Hopefully we're on the winning margin.
All right, so there's your teaser. But look, here we are. We got the ball from Jeff. Lovely Sharon. Kennedy Senior. Oh, there we go. So some amazing men signed this ball. Graham Arthur.
Legend.
So our 1961 first coach, premiership coach and premiership captain there signing. We've got Parkin as well. So 71, captain, coach of 78, grannies. Who else we got? John Marnie, number 3, played a good, what was it? Chunk of games, 100 of, and Jeffrey.
I think it was 109 games or something like that.
Yeah, and Jeff. So look, president for a good couple of terms. So if that is a ball you know somebody would be interested in, we're looking to move that on and contribute some funds towards the club, towards Denver. So let us know. Chuck it in the comments if you can, or DM us, message us through our social media via link tr.ee/talkinghawks.com. So, all right, here we go, Chris. What are we after? Let's just go to the fans.
Yes.
100%.
4-quarter effort would be nice. If we put in a 4-quarter effort, we're going to win the game. Simple as that.
Yep. Chuck in your margins and who you think is going to win as we go through this as well.
As we mentioned earlier, Cozzie's preseason game against North kicking 6. Look, a repeat performance of that would be nice. But look, at the end of the day, it's a team game. Whether it be Tim O'Brien forward, Mitch Lewis, or even Jekka, we'd love to see all of them chipping in and kicking 10 between them. Here we go.
It could be time. So this is a big one for mine too, Cody. Please. He's had some hits.
Huge difference.
Yeah. Look, I think North has lost 23 of 24 of their last game. So look, let's not think that's going to happen, Fred. But our home ground, they know Tassie, we know Tassie. Probably not too much you can say to there, but look, I think structure and system is going to play a big part here. If we are controlling it, centre clearance especially, that's big. I was glad Big Boy didn't lower his colours, in a huge way, even though we didn't, lose. Look, centre clearances, we did lose it, but I think Big Boy did very, very well against one of the premium athletic ruckman in Nick Nat in the league. So let's hope he continues that good form and a bit of backup. Lewis did well, just chiming in.
Yep. He's doing quite a good job at that, actually, in the absence of a second ruckman. But, yeah, I think I'd prefer to see 2 ruckmen out there.
Yep. For mine, I think that back 6, we've got to try a few things. I like what you suggested, Chris, throwing a little bit of a surprise packet. Is it Hardwick in the midfield? Is it Impey? Let's do some new things. I think getting Mitchell out of being a one-dimensional midfielder would be good. Do you play him on the wing? You probably do for now. He's got to learn those structures. You'd hope he knows them. But look, let's hope we show a whole lot more on the beautiful Tasmanian turf down there and really give it to North over 4 quarters. I think 3 quarters might almost do it against North, but let's hope the intensity and the tenacity is what I'm looking for. Chris, what are you thinking?
I did have a little chuckle to myself about Big Boy's little post-game interview, and it just sounded like Clarko talking. He must have been listening to Clarko's words because everything he said, it sounded like it come out of Clarko's mouth. But look, that just means he's bought into Clarko's game plan, and he's just trying to do the best he can and follow all the structures. So, look, this week I'm going to say, look, I could see it going either way, but we've got to be positive. I think Hawks are good enough to win this by 3 to 4 goals. I'll go 21 points.
Oh, get stuffed. I just wrote that down. Hawks, 21. That's me too.
Wow.
We are brothers.
If it happens, we can brag about it next week.
All right. Look, we're not fence sitting there. I'm optimistic. I love this. I would love this Razorback.
Yes.
13. Get it. Go and get it, big fella. All right. Well, fans, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Get behind the Hawks. Let's get to the ground. Let's really have some voice. We'll do a bit of coverage into the mid-season draft. Let us know who you think in the comments you'd love us to have a look at. What
position do we need to fill right now?
Yep. And look, it's persevere, fans. I know it's still a lovely time of year to go to the footy. It's not too cold. Melbourne.
Do you know what? Some of my most enjoyable games I've been to, probably 2004, 2005, were when we were bottom of the ladder, underdogs, and we win the games we're not expected to win. Yeah, you don't want to follow a team like that your whole life. Yeah, we'll get back up the top. But, yeah, get to the games. It's so exciting when you win a game that you're not expected to win. Yeah.
Yep. Look, let's see a good performance this week, and Hawks fans, just stick fat. We are on a good ride, and we'll give you a good update next week after we catch up with Denver, and hopefully we're high-fiving after a win against North, and we're feeling a bit better about it all. So thanks for joining us tonight. We'll catch you next week.
Cheers, guys. Go Hawks.
Ciao.